This is the way we see it. See it. This is the way we 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 see it. See it. This is the way we 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 see it.
You're listening to PowerPlugRadio, home of your throwback jams.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Cranston Cumberbatch.
Hi, I'm Kawana Norman.
And we got my boy, Cody, back in the building one more time.
Oh, man, the third time?
Yes, a third time. By popular demand, Cody is back, and we are ready to talk about some shows. But the first show I want to talk about before we start talking about the main shows that we've been watching is the main show we was watching last week, and that was the NBA Finals. And you know, hey, I've been receiving lunch. I've been receiving lunch. I've been receiving, invites out for drinks and things of that nature because people seem to owe me for the fact that the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship. And I can't even get my hand claps right now because that's okay. I'm going to do it for myself.
Cash in on everything?
Yes,
yet?
cash in on everything.
There it is.
Steph Curry, he was Mr. Cashman himself. He was cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching all night long. He missed a few, I won't lie. But the ones he made, it was cha-ching, cha-ching, cash money rules everything around that dude.
For sure.
I was wow. I mean, you saw the air go out the tires late third quarter. You just seen it in their face. You just saw it. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to our program producer Jam, who's making sure that that our space and area is clean, you know. Yeah. So big huge shout out to the Golden State Warriors. Congratulations. I mean, you're not officially my team. I'm not a bandwagoner like that. I do respect the team, the game, the way they played, the strategy, all that good stuff. There's so many things that I could say about the Celtics. I can say they made it. I can say they won some games.
They did do those things.
I can say they fought hard up until the tail end of the third quarter, going into the fourth. It was almost one of those, it's done.
You agree with that? You think that's how it was?
And we can say that they'll be back.
Okay.
We
can say that.
That's a young team.
Maybe.
No.
I got some more co-signers in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no maybe behind that. There's a young team there.
Uh-huh.
Now they have the experience that they needed under their belt. So
they tasted
I'm not a hater.
Okay.
I'm not a hater because, like I told my partner, I like both teams.
Yes.
I didn't have a horse in this race.
Gotcha.
But I wanted the Celtics to win just because Golden State had already been there, been to the mountaintop.
Understood.
And I just wanted those young boys to get a little taste of it.
Understood.
So I'm not a hater. I am happy that they won.
So at what point did you feel it? At what point did you know it was like?
I kind of knew it a long time ago, but I wasn't gonna let that.
Oh, so you
be
knew
shown.
that? Oh,
yeah.
So you were just kind of coasting off hope, really.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would pull it out, but hey.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go off hope,
And I'm gonna stand by my horse now.
There you go.
I ain't gonna jump off of it midstream. I'm gonna stand by.
So there is a horse.
So
Yes.
All right.
So
You go down with the ship. I got you.
And that's what happened.
Understood.
But I think both teams did a great job. I enjoyed the finals thoroughly.
Yeah.
So I'm not hating. I'm not mad.
And I'm so glad it did not go to a game 7. I didn't want to watch another one. I didn't want to watch another one.
I didn't think Golden State would make if it would have went to Game 7. I don't think they would have did it.
I'm trying.
I don't think they would have did it.
I think they would have still, because I'm gonna tell you one of the big things about, from my perspective, being a basketball player, things of that nature. I'm sorry, being a retired basketball player, baller, yes,
Hall of Fame.
There you go, being a baller, or at least the St. Pete Hall of Fame. Anyway, but I saw some things that Boston, I thought, was going to capitalize on more, as far as matchups, and it just seemed as though, as opposed to them capitalizing, they tried to shift it to give them an earlier spark.
You said that's what the Celtics did?
That's what the Celtics did. They shifted some things to give them an
going-
earlier boost, because you saw it. You saw, because they started Smart. Smart was coming off the bench,
Right?
And Smart was their spark coming off the bench. So whenever they came back, if they were already down, their comeback was when Smart was in the game,
Right.
coming off the bench with that energy. And so they put him in the starting lineup. So you got that energy bursting early, right? Which they got out to them early leads. It's 16-2, 16-9, 22-7, right? And then all of a sudden, once you start getting into that second quarter, tail end of the second quarter, these boys now all of a sudden warming up and coming back.
Did you think that putting Smart in starting lineup was too hasty a decision?
Yes. It was too hasty of a decision. They had already had the right game plan and package, bringing him off the bench, because what you needed was that surge of energy to keep it going, because they had youth on their side. And so with the youth being on their side, they were able to continue to push, and with the way that they ran their offense, things of that nature, it allowed their boys to get open. You tire out Draymond, you tire out, Wiggins, you tire out, and then let's give credit to Wiggins and his defense. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He locked Tatum down. For sure. I mean, Tatum became a no contest.
Okay, we won't say no contest.
Okay.
Don't ever say that.
Wasn't even
Oh
close.
gosh. She done pulled out the knife, ladies and gentlemen.
close.
She was like, all right.
To the knife.
I was with you till you said something about my boy Tatum.
I was feeling you.
I was with you until right then.
But I wanted to say this though. I don't really think Golden State beat the Celtics like, oh yeah, they the better team. The Celtics beat themselves with all those turnovers. They just had unnecessary turnovers.
Okay.
Unnecessary.
That wasn't good defense.
Yeah, we can say it was good, but at the same token,
there.
even if it's good defense, you can play up out of that.
You can.
I played ball.
You can.
So I know that. So it don't have to just be, it was good defense. You can play around that. You can get around that.
Defense wins championships, though.
They didn't get around it.
So
Defense.
it is unnecessary turnovers. It's
Yes.
just some of it wasn't even defense. Sometimes you can see Jason. I was like, well, because there was no one on him, but it was like how he was dribbling or whatever. So sometimes it wasn't defense.
So you think?
So we're not gonna say that.
So Jason froze. You think he froze?
No, I do not think he froze.
No?
I do not think any of them froze.
You don't think any of them froze?
I didn't hear.
I would never say any of them froze. No.
I didn't hear and or see. What's number 7's?
On the Celtics?
Yeah. See, that's my point. We ain't see him no more, so we can't even think of his name.
Hey,
we
they
can't
lost.
think of his name right now.
Don't do that,
but
because that's the team that's going to be back next year.
Then I'll know number 7 next year.
We're not even sure the Warriors. You see, this is the thing. Everyone's thinking, oh, they won this, so the dynasty is coming back. That's not true. They got to get past all these teams that they barely got through this season to get back there.
This is true.
So
However,
let's be real.
However,
because they barely got past Memphis, they barely got past these teams.
This
that
is
are going
true.
to be back next year.
But now you got people like Poole. You got people like Wiggins.
You had people, those same people
right
when they barely got past these teams.
And you're right. And you had them then. But now.
So
but
what we saying?
What we saying is now that you've gotten past that level and you've had to play at an even harder level.
Steph is like 33.
Yes, but you got the experience.
Jason is 24, just turned 24.
Right.
Jalen is like 23, 24. Come on, we got these young legs.
Yes, young legs.
Clay barely showed up.
But here's the other thing
Clay barely showed up.
Right, that's
Clay barely showed up.
Clay barely showed up. You're right. And let's go with barely and what barely means. Because he's barely fresh off an injury.
No, we're not gonna do that.
So,
we're not gonna do
but
that.
I mean,
we're
it's true.
But
you have to because me having played the game, coming back off of an injury.
No, we throw injury in there when we making excuses.
No,
we're not gonna make excuses for Draymond.
No, Draymond. Look, here's what happened. Clay showed up when he needed to.
No, he didn't.
Well,
no, he didn't.
How many points he got on the board?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Wait, Curry held it down, but listen, here it is. Without Clay's points, without Draymond's points, without Draymond's rebounds, without Wiggins' defense, without the team. Draymond made more than 2 points.
Oh,
look at the stats. Look at the stats. That was only one game he made 2 points. Look at the stats. I made sure. So did I. And I'm telling you right now, he got more. Oh, God. See, now we got to go to Google. Okay, so now we gotta go.
I know what I'm talking about.
While he's looking that up, I guess while he's looking that up, I think it's safe to say that.
So Clay barely showed up. What is he gonna do next year?
The finals against the Boston.
I don't know if this the Golden State. They might be a little old now. I think they kind of remind me of like the Celtics. They kind of remind me of the Celtics when they won with Paul Pierce and them.
Because at one point, John Morant was making them look like what?
For sure.
But you know, at another point.
And
with another point,
Jaren Jackson Jr.
They going home. At another point, they going home. Every team that showed potential and promise went home.
Got to get through next year to get back.
This is true.
And I don't think it's gonna happen.
But here's what also happens when you have a championship team that wins. You got more people that want to come to that team to play. This is why so many people wanted to go to the Lakers with LeBron or go to the Heat with LeBron or whatever team LeBron was on, because they knew who had the it factor as far as winning championships. And the last person, you're only as good as your last game. So if I last won the championship, guess where I want to go play? Because I got more potential there. So here it is. Golden State already has some young players like your Wiggins, like your Poole, and your boy Poole, he pulling up like Steph. You can't say he wasn't. My man is pulling up from the hash mark. And so
we never said he wasn't.
But I'm saying
he wasn't consistent with that.
But we're talking about youth.
He wasn't consistent.
We're talking about youth, potential, and getting better and coming back. So what they experienced during the championship this year, they're going to take that feeling, and over this break, when they start coming back, training camp, all that good stuff, they know that they have to defend their title.
The same thing the Celtics are going to do.
But here's the difference between the two. Golden State has been consistent as far as being a solid team, period.
So you think Golden State can beat Milwaukee Bucks?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No.
Milwaukee has no 3-point presence. They barely have
Giannis is the best player on the planet.
Right. That's only one person.
Yes, and he took them all the way,
right?
Except for this year.
But did they play against the Warriors?
They're not going to beat. I don't think they can beat the Bucks.
They didn't play the Warriors in the championship.
Oh, you better than Kevin Durant?
No.
Who?
Enter the combo.
Who? Giannis. Giannis is the best right now. He just is.
Giannis is not. Giannis is home.
My guy.
Giannis was home.
KD is my guy.
Giannis was at home.
KD is my guy.
So
but he's still the best.
Is he better than KD? Nah.
Oh, KD is my guy.
Nah.
But the best on the planet, just like LeBron James, the best on the planet went home. So that means the best coach
Where your
team,
Warriors gonna be next year? Because they're not getting past these other teams.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. No.
Yes.
They're not. No.
Look, I'm not putting championship, but what I am going to say
Oh no,
is,
that's what we putting because that's what you were saying.
what I'm going to say is they have been solid in maintaining
They're not coming back next
a
year.
consistent
No.
record. And now, as a matter of fact, the difference factor was the years that they did not make it
Look what happened to the Bucks
championship
and Tom Brady.
or
Everyone
to the
just knew
playoffs.
they was going to come back. And where they went? Home.
But wait,
That's what Steph is gonna be.
But wait, because now you starting to hit my pressure point.
Oh, you hit my pressure point. So come on. So come on.
Hold on.
So come on.
We got a whole lot of difference factors.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Because you putting a lot of this on Steph Curry.
No, I'm not.
When a lot of people put it on
No.
Tom Brady.
I put it on the team itself.
Oh.
Steph is one part of the nucleus because when Steph was off, what happened? The other teammates, the other players had to step up, right? They had to step up and pick up the slack. And that's how they were able to beat Boston because the other players, like your Clays, like your Draymonds, like your Wiggins, like your Poole. I'm naming all these other players because it took all these other guys who were consistently doing things to help keep them in the game to allow room for Steph to do his thing.
Not really, because Steph was carrying them on his back.
Well,
where were they?
But here's the other part
Where
too.
were they?
So wait.
Where were they?
So I'm gonna tell you where they were. I'm gonna tell
Steph
you.
was carrying them.
Somewhere on the
But wait,
court.
listen.
He was carrying them.
So follow this. All right. Here's strategy. So they were on Steph shooting the three. So every time he got ready and he looked like he was about to pull up, they was all on it. So what they do? They said, Steph, instead of shoot, drive. What did Steph do? Hup, drive. It was consistent. It was consistent scoring. So when you're trying to get consistent points on the board and you're the man that can make that happen, they're going to look to you to do that. And Steph was getting that all night long. So not only did you have to worry about him shooting the three, you now also got to worry about him driving to the goal, which now from a strategy standpoint opens up the rest of your players to where you dish it out. Clay is now open to shoot that three uncontested. Now
to shoot that three and
Poole,
miss.
but he didn't miss that many.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
He made enough for them to win.
We were so ready for Game 6 Clay to show up. Did he show up?
He made enough points for the victory to happen.
So-
That's the point. It took the team. It took the team to support Steph without them doing their part, putting points on the board, period. They don't win. If Clay is missing that many, they don't win. If Draymond is not rebounding, if Draymond ain't putting some points on the board, they don't win. If Draymond ain't getting some assists, but he had assists, he had rebounds, he had other factors that help contribute to the
His
victory.
rebounds.
Right. So go ahead.
So I think one thing that we're leaving out for next year, because the hardest part is getting that repeat. Is
always.
Which Golden State won't.
Well, they
I mean,
with what they have now, with what they have now.
I feel another dinner meal getting delivered. I'm so fat right now. Look at y'all. Y'all see how big I am right now?
And you and I didn't even make a better.
I know we did.
Right,
I
look.
wish we did. I wish we did.
That's how I'm
Y'all
standing.
see how big I'm getting right now? That's because I've been getting nonstop meals for the past 2 weeks because so many people owe me lunches and dinners. I'm getting breakfast, I'm getting lunch, and I'm getting dinners. Nice meals.
You know how the players go on the record and be like, "Oh, we're gonna be back next year." Okay, yeah. I'm going on the record. Golden State will not repeat.
Maybe if they get their team together and make the right decisions as far as who they trade and all that kind of stuff, they maybe. Maybe.
Barring some serious injuries. I mean, matter of fact, okay. I also have been looking at footage just on YouTube, just random things on YouTube that like really break down a lot of the Warriors strategy. And they did so many strategic things to open them up to be able to shoot that three. They should have
been able to. Man, how old are they?
But it don't
They've been
matter.
there how many times?
My point is
Veterans.
This is
Right.
veterans.
So as
they know what it takes to win this.
So, thus the reason, to my point, why they have the probabilities to be back.
Yeah, thus and so no.
Thus and so, yes, if they're veterans and they have the smart skills to, even if they got to play the old man game, to say we ain't got to do all this, run and gun, and we can come down and stop and pop and save our legs, then that's the game that's going to win.
I think that's the reason.
The game that's out there now is run and gun. It's the young man's game.
But you know what? The young men's happened. You know what happened to the young men?
Yes.
It worked for them. They're the champions. The stop and pop kings.
It's maybe in
It's
transition.
not
Won
going
the
to work.
championship.
It's not going to work.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? We're talking about a team that won it all. Well, so anything outside of that you say about it, you can't deny it.
But Cranston, I think we're ignoring something too with Golden State. I think like the same reason why I don't think they should have. I don't think going to Game 7 with Boston would have been the move is the same reason why I think that them winning it it was a must. They had to do it this year because unless they plan on making some drastic changes on Golden State. It ain't gonna happen.
Yes.
Like it had to happen.
Yes.
Like it had to happen this year.
But if Clay, like maybe if
somebody's
Clay
retiring,
maybe if Clay, they're getting older though.
Yeah, they're getting older.
So they just have to adjust their lineups. They have to make some trades.
And
that's okay. That's not a bad thing.
And I'm glad you said that. And that may happen because I watch all the sports shows every morning. And what's being said is Golden State is putting out a lot of money to keep this core group together.
I don't think that's wise.
Yep.
I do. So here's the thing. If it ain't broke, why you trying to fix it? Because this is a new core. This nucleus is new in playing together. This year is the year that they just started gelling.
You think keeping Iguodala on the team is going to benefit them?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
When did Iggy play this year?
What did he even do?
See, that's just it.
He got a ring. That's what he did.
He got a ring.
Yes.
He pulled
But
up,
you know
got a
what?
ring.
But you know what? You know what? When Iggy got in there, right? Iggy scored. Iggy scored. He did. He helped.
When did he play?
He did what T-Mac couldn't.
I don't even remember him
He
playing.
did do it.
He did what T-Mac couldn't
Iggy
do.
played.
See, that's sad.
And he scored.
And I watched every game.
And he popped at least a good 2 or 3 threes.
I don't even remember him.
So yes, but I mean, he wasn't in there for a long time. But
It must
he
have been a
gave them-
flash.
He gave them good minutes. He gave them good defense. And here's the thing: the players that you don't hear about, right?
Come on,
the
man. We
that
talking
you
about
don't-
Iguodala.
We are talking about Iguodala. And guess what? So here we go. Since we're talking about that, right? Let's talk about good luck charms for the Warriors. The good luck charms for them have been Iguodala, Klay Thompson. You take them two out of the equation. What happened to the Warriors? They did not make it to the playoffs and or the finals.
But we talking about Clay.
But guess what?
Iguodala.
But guess what? Here it is. You get both of them back on the team.
You got
and all
one
of a
and a
sudden,
half
they
because
back in the
Iggy didn't play
championships.
really.
Iggy played.
No.
He's still on the. I don't care. Iggy was in the
One and a half.
building. How about
One
that?
and
He was
a
in the
half.
uniform on the bench, on the side. And guess what? Him being there, good luck charm. Clay being on the court, good luck charm. And guess what? They win championships. Huh? It don't matter. You got me in my high voice right now.
It matters. It matters.
How?
It matters.
It matters.
But you're right. So there you go. My point exactly. It matters because he came in and gave them enough to win. They just needed.
Will he give them enough to win?
Well, so guess what? So yes, a full 82 game season, which now it doesn't mean he stopped working out. It doesn't mean he stopped rehabbing. It doesn't mean he stopped getting stronger. The whole goal is when you come back stronger.
Well, he came back because he said he was ready.
Right.
That he was stronger. That he was ready to do this.
But now,
Been out the game like 2 years.
2 years.
yes, he has been out the game. And guess what?
To get back in motion.
But listen. In those 2 years that he'd been out, Clay had to work himself back up to NBA level. He had to go through the B League.
And we know.
And through the B League,
And he only played like what, 3 games in the B League?
right. But what was he doing all before that? See, we don't hear all that stuff.
But listen, he was the one saying, and I quote, I'm ready.
Right, and he came
I'm
back.
ready.
And
but
guess what?
He wasn't ready.
He was
wasn't-
ready.
He was not.
He was too.
He was not.
Did he put points on the board?
They did put points on the board.
Did they win the championship with him on the floor?
They did do that.
And was it him, Draymond, and Steph getting all the accolades for the team as the leaders?
They sure did.
So everything that's being said beyond that is of irrelevance. You can't say, but you can't say what they didn't do if they won the championship. They did it.
We know they won the championship.
But no, but
We're
y'all
not
are saying
disputing that. But
but y'all are saying
what we're saying is
Iguodala not the reason.
they will not do it again next year.
Iguodala's not the reason.
Yes.
So he don't need to be there next year.
And he's not a good luck charm.
he is a good luck charm.
No, he's not.
So wait, here we go.
No, he's not.
The only way we're gonna know
What
that.
happened in 2 years? He wasn't there.
But wait, they didn't go to the championship.
So if he didn't come back this year, you think they would have made it all the way this far?
No, because he wasn't on the team. If he wasn't on the team, but
Who you
he was
talking about?
Iguodala.
He wasn't on the team last 2 years.
No,
I think I did know that.
he wasn't on the team last 2 years, and Clay was out the last 2 years. So here we go. We got Clay back and Iggy back,
That's interesting.
and guess what? They go to the championship.
Take Iguodala out.
Matter of fact, no,
He is a legend.
I can't even put my mic right.
He is a Golden State legend.
He is.
Oh my gosh.
He is. But
But the point is, they won. They won with all these people. So now, when we talk next year, since we're going to talk next year, the conversation should be, let's see, like you said, if they're really the good luck charm. If all this is really smoke and mirrors, or did they really ball to get to the championship and win it? Because the Celtics had everything to their power to overtake Golden State. They had it all. They beat them at home in the first game. They came back and won in the first game in Golden State.
I'm finna be the devil's advocate.
I'll be the devil's advocate, but I'm just saying, anything else that y'all
I'm
say.
just getting ready to do that. So bottom line is,
Yes.
they wanted Golden State to win this year. They wanted Steph to get the Finals MVP. So that mess was
Who's
exactly.
they? Who's
so
they?
all that was set up for this to happen.
Who's they?
Oh,
Yes.
so you following Cody's theories of it had to be this year.
Oh no, she said
yeah.
they. She said they.
Huh?
It was this year or nothing.
Yes.
This year.
So they was gonna make this happen
Oh gosh, I love
because
it.
it's not gonna happen next year.
I got you.
It's not.
You got the Lakers, you still got Memphis, you still got all these teams.
Listen, okay,
All
so
these teams.
So you right, you still have all these teams. You are correct, but I still stand by and say, if there's one team, just like the New England Patriots with Tom Brady on it, you can never count them out because the team always stays consistent. The Golden State Warriors will always be a strong, consistent
No, they don't.
team.
Teams don't always stay consistent. No, they don't.
No.
I think Golden State was the last dynasty, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Every team has those, those ups
Here's
and
the-
downs.
But what I'm saying is, as far as teams with solid records, you can look at the Patriots. The Patriots have always maintained a solid record with Tom Brady.
That's football, though.
Let's go basketball. Let's go basketball. So
82 games.
yes, 82 games.
That's a lot of games.
Okay, so have for the last 5 years. Let's go past 7 years. Has the Golden State Warriors not been a consistent team, even when they were without?
No.
they
Oh
haven't.
my gosh.
No.
When were they
No,
not?
they haven't.
Like last 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, last 2 years they were pretty
That's right.
irrelevant. They're pretty irrelevant last 2 years.
Did they make the playoffs?
No.
Did it? You sure? Hold on.
Playoffs.
I think they went out in the first
Yeah,
round.
check Google. I think Google might got you there.
Wait.
Yes.
If they went out in the first round, they made the playoffs.
They were pretty gross without Clay.
Did they?
And Iguodala. And
Did-
Oh,
Iguodala.
they might have
They
been. In fact, they might have did a play-in. It was bad.
Did they make the
It was
playoffs
bad.
in those 2 years? So hold on. Let's go ahead and let's
I don't
get
think they
some-
made the playoffs.
Huh?
Because didn't LeBron not make the playoffs one of them years?
I think this is
Did-
LeBron's first year not making it.
Was it this year?
Yeah, it was this year.
Oh, never
Did
mind.
the Golden State Warriors go to the playoffs in 2019?
According to NBC Sports, the Warriors on Saturday clinched a playoff spot
Ah.
for the first time since the 2018-19 season with their
putting it next to the mic.
111-107 win over the Utah Jazz at Chase Center.
So this is as of 2019 that they made the playoffs. So to my point again, they have been a consistent team.
What else did she say?
Nah, but there was a time period where nobody was checking for Golden State.
What? When?
There was a time period where nobody was checking for Golden State.
When Steph first came to the league?
No, I'm talking about recently. I'm talking about recently.
What? You know what? They weren't checking for him this year. You're right. They surely were not checking.
We weren't checking for him last year.
Okay,
they were last year.
And you know why?
You know why? Y'all looking at the Golden State 2 years ago?
You know why? Because it was no Clay. He wasn't checking because there was no Clay. Everybody was on the Lakers trying to see what was up with LeBron and them. And seeing what was up with Kawhi and the Clippers and all that good stuff. So there's a whole bunch of distractions because there was no Clay and there was no Iggy. So you took away those two people for 2 years.
Out of this.
Ever since that block,
you got to.
Yeah, let's
you
keep Iggy
you
out
have
of
to
this.
keep Iggy in this only because Iggy was there. When Iggy wasn't there, they didn't win.
Iggy hasn't been relevant since he won that.
But you know what? Iggy.
Play every game.
But you know what? He don't have to. Iggy just gotta be there. That's the point. Y'all missing it.
And now he
Iggy
in the
just
huddle around in the back of everybody, looking like this.
That's right. He is. But you know what? No, he ain't trying to get in the game. Matter of fact, he trying to lean back on because he's like, I'm loving.
He like this.
No.
He only get in the game when they up 35.
Look, Iggy,
Championship over.
Iggy is enjoying assistant coaching from the bench.
Hey, shout out to Iggy though for being a part of one of the greatest basketball moments with LeBron.
Yes.
Blocked him from coming half court.
He did.
One of the greatest sports moments in history. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
That was definitely a game changer for me.
It was. But I'm just saying, thank you to everybody that fed me this last 2 weeks. I appreciate y'all. While I'm giving shout outs, I want to give a special shout out to the Fly guys who supplied me with this Fly t-shirt today. I hope to be sporting more gear from these guys.
Where they located?
They are located right on the corner of 31st Street and 5th Avenue North. You cannot miss them because they got a big old mural of Tom Brady on the side of the building.
Oh, that's cool.
You can't miss it. Fly Guys. And not only is Fly Guys a clothing and apparel company, they also are a barbershop. So they do fresh cuts right there inside the barbershop, and they got a fly gear store.
So
Get
is
fresh
there
and get
anything
fashion.
for the ladies?
Yes. They got something for babies.
Well, I don't have any babies.
They got something for small children. Ladies apparel, I don't know. I didn't go that far because I wasn't looking for them. I was looking for me. So
Well, if you gonna plug them, you gotta do it.
Well, I'm plugging them for guys. I'm wearing it as a guy. If I can get a female shirt, I'm gonna get one for you, and that way we can plug them together. Yes. Shout out to Fly Guys for male and female apparel, and maybe that's a suggestion we could bring up to them.
Yes, because I like to support.
Yes, so Fly Guys, shout out to y'all. We'll be getting in touch to see if y'all got some female accessories and things of that nature that we can wear here on the show as well to support you guys. Cody, what size you were?
Medium. Like this is a medium shirt, but it runs kind of small. It's from Ricardo.
I was gonna say that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
they run kind of small.
Yes. So we talked enough, I think, about the NBA because we got
But shout out because I think that was a good segment.
That was a good segment. Big shout out to that. Yes. I mean, we went in.
That was nasty.
Yes, that
was nasty.
I'm mad Ardell isn't here, our senior program producer. I'm mad he's not here. He normally sits right there. You can't see where I'm pointing where he normally sits, but he normally sits right there. And I wanted him to be here today because he was the main one talking about Celtics pulling this one off.
He would have just added to us killing.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see him here too.
Yes, I wanted to see. I wanted to.
Yeah, that'd have been nice if he was here. He was talking spicy.
He was. Real spicy. But Ardell, he has that, especially when we start talking sports. Ardell, he likes to pull out the 6-shooter. But I was ready to shotgun. And matter of fact, then if he'd have really got froggy with me, I bought the Uzi too.
Not the Uzi.
I was ready.
Not the Uzi.
I was ready.
Throwing the stats out on him.
I know, right? I started to throw the stats.
There it is.
But, okay, so finally, finally, I finally broke down and started watching Stranger Things. Can we play the trailer for Stranger Things? Y'all, if y'all have not watched Stranger Things, listen. It is everything you could want in the show. I mean, it really is. I started from the first episode, and when the little boy came up missing, and you didn't know how he came up missing, he was like, what happened to the little boy? What happened to Will? That's his name, Will. What happened to Will? And I was gone. I was hooked.
What did happen to Will?
He got abducted.
I know that much.
But you gotta watch. I can't tell you, but you gotta watch. Will, man, the story is cool. It's kind of like back in the day that show The Goonies. It's got, it goes back. I mean, it's got that 80s vibe. It's real. I think it's based in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It's based in the 80s, and the 80s was a time frame when movies like Poltergeist, I think your first Jason started coming out back in the 80s. Just so many, just
Michael Myers and all them.
Yeah. So all that, and it just did like throwbacks to all these different shows and the different episodes where you're getting like segments of some of these scary moments. And I'm not normally a jumper. I'm not, like, when stuff is happening, but I mean, I had the lights off, you know, I had little lights flickering, like the little light right here. And I had the surround sound on, so it's, you know, it's on the big speakers, and I'm just watching and I'm chilling. And you know how you kind of get in that real comfortable place to where you just like watching, and all of a sudden, whoa. That happened to me more than once. And so much so that I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop relaxing. So I now watch it leaning forward. I don't lean back no more. So I'm not just jumping
What season
for no reason. I'm still on season 1.
Okay.
But I'm at the tail end of season 1. But I mean, and the fact that it's 5 seasons, I'm sitting here like, well, where else are you going from here? I can't. It's crazy. I already know it's crazy. Just from what I'm watching right now, I know it's crazy. And I'm just like, wow. And just shout out to the cast, the crew. The acting in Stranger Things is impeccable. These young people, you know, are really good actors. I mean,
they like grew up on this show.
Yeah, they did grow up on the show, and they got really good chemistry. I mean, like really good chemistry to where you don't feel the acting at all. It's like you're just so into the story, you know, and then the supporting cast around them, the intensity, the energy. I mean, it's just a great show. I mean, people been talking about it forever. I guess since they was little kids, they now grown.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up on it then, but I'm definitely on it now, and I've been binge watching. I don't know if y'all can see the bags under my eyes, but I'm talking like up till 5-6 in the morning, like still watching this thing in between working on other stuff, and it's in the background still playing, and I'm jumping.
Oh wow!
Look, man,
a buddy of mine, John, he had put me on to Stranger Things, and he was telling me that the show, like how you stated earlier, it kind of embodies that old 80s type of horror. Yeah. Where, I mean, I think that the 80s horror is kind of like played out now, but they've done a good job of, or what it seems is, they seem to have done a good job of, you know, taking that same time frame and putting it in today. Yeah. And kind of letting you get that same feeling like when Jaws was actually like stop people from going to the beach and all that kind of stuff. And now they have that here. And what he was telling me was that each season just gets better. Wow. You know, so I mean, he definitely had me interested in the show, where it's like each
our producers are co-signing this. I mean, they just nodding their heads like, you know,
so I'm gonna have to check it out. I gotta check it out. I'm curious to see. I mean, I've seen stuff on games too.
I started watching it when it first came out and everything because everybody was talking about it, but I honestly didn't see it through. But I will pick it up again.
Look, so Stranger Things, y'all, is a show that definitely, if you're not watching it, you need to go check it out. You're getting the cosign from me today. I can almost guarantee you, once these guys really get into it, you're going to be getting the cosign back from them to say, watch Stranger Things. Our program directors are already saying, been given the cosign, saying we need to talk about it on the show. I mean, they've been saying it for like weeks now. And finally, you know, I'm there. I'm with y'all now. I'm with y'all. I'm probably gonna be caught up by the time, because I'm just that. I'm pulled in. When I say I'm pulled in, I am in. It's like I cannot sit down in front of the. Wow, they got me. They got me. Cause y'all know that whole poltergeist thing when they pulling you in from the wall, things of that nature. I'm pulled in. They don't pull me into the TV. I'm pulled in. Wow.
All right.
Wow, that is deep.
Yeah, got you
Pulled
live.
in.
Live on the show.
I cannot sit in front of the TV without now wanting to watch Stranger Things. I'm just that in.
Is there a lot of episodes per season? Is it like 20 episodes per season, 10? What is it like?
Nah, I want to say it's like 8 to 10. Yeah.
30 minutes, hour?
An hour. And it goes by so fast. I mean, you're so pulled in that by the time it's done, you're like, and on Netflix, I'm hitting the next episode and it's already moving pretty fast. I'm hitting the button before it can even start. I'm like, bloop, go ahead.
That's funny.
I'm not even giving the chance. Skip intro, bloop, go ahead.
It shows that do that.
You know?
Shows that do that.
So, and of course, this is all until, you know, our shows come back, our Powers, our Bel Airs,
Since you mentioned that,
yeah.
I was talking to my son earlier today, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta get ready for the podcast, whatever." He said, "Oh, Mom, guess what? Man, I went back and started watching Power." He was like, "Man, Ghost is something else." He was like, "He is something else."
Yeah.
So he's rewatching the old,
Right.
you know, Powers.
Getting caught up all over again.
I did end up starting it too.
Power?
Yeah, I did end up starting it.
So what you think?
So far, yeah, that basically what he said goes something else.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely eye opener.
Yeah. Ghost is no joke. Ghost is no joke. But you know, it's just funny, late bloomers. Ghost is a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And as a late bloomer, you get into something at a certain stage of life, and people who've been doing it forever and a day, they started at a different age, or they could have started at the same age, but you didn't do the same things, and now you get the opportunity, but it's at a later age, and it's like, dang, when I was this age, this was a dream of mine. I always wanted to have this. Always wanted to experience that. I always wanted to. So now that you're in a position to do it, it's like, do I let this lifelong dream of mine like just fade into the black, or do I pursue it? Do I, I just want to, and a lot of it is, I just want to know what it feels like. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to do it for long because my life is this now, but I at least want to know what it feels like to have $1 million. I at least want to know what it feels like to ride or drive a Rolls Royce or own a Rolls Royce. I want to know what it's like to be able to fly on a private jet to a private island and get off, and I want to know what it's like to be able to wake up in the morning and the first thing you drinking is mimosas, on a beach in Tahiti somewhere, and you working from there. I want to know what it's like to own at least 5 pairs of Jordans, and here it is, you 60. It's like, now you got the opportunity to afford Jordans, and you never could buy them then, but here it is, and I say this too, for a lot of people, they don't experience a lot of luxurious things until they're way older. And the only reason why they have these luxurious things is because they were things that they wanted when they were younger, and now that you are in a position to have it, it's like, man, let me go for it. But is
it weird wearing Jordans at 60?
No, because they're comfortable shoes, depending on the ones you get.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
now,
some 60-year-olds looking out for the latest drop.
Yeah, there's some. I know a couple.
The latest drop. Yeah. They in line with the kids.
No, they ain't in line. They ain't in line. They're ordering offline.
Yeah. Oh, they hitting the refresh button.
Yes, they're ordering offline.
I can't imagine anybody in their 60s hitting that refresh button a bunch of times until they get
it. They're out there.
Yes, they are. Or either that, or most of them, if they're in their 60s, and especially if they're able to afford that, they're in a position to where they either going straight to the manufacturer, or they have another link that bypasses them from going the traditional route.
Right.
You know, which is the other part of being older and wiser and having more access to things. You don't have to, you learn different routes to get to those things. So you don't have to go the traditional route in order to get it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so Ghost, to segue back to my point, Ghost is experiencing life in the late bloom. And that's what we are witnessing when we watch Power.
How old is Ghost in the beginning?
Ghost, he's got to be
I would say he was
guess.
in his
30s, late 30s, close to 40s, maybe something to that effect.
Yeah.
But he's definitely, you know, well seasoned at this point. He's definitely not old.
No.
But he's old enough to
know better.
Still to, well, I won't say know better, because in the choices that he made them based on circumstances happening to him in the moment. You know, he made moment to moment decisions, and the way he played his chess game, you know, he played it by the moments and how things fell in line with his main goal, which was to go legit, own a club, sail off into the sunset, right, and take care of his family until the high school sweetheart that they had an unresolved ending to their relationship.
No closure.
Right, no closure. So you have that lingering in the back of your mind for all these years. And of course, we move on. But I know for every last one of us sitting here, there's that person that from our past that was that unresolved question mark. That's just, I wondered that what if, like that Marvel show, What If? Everybody got those what ifs.
Yes.
Yeah, see? Yeah, we got the what ifs.
It's the pregnant pause right there. It's coming from the room. You hear it everywhere.
I didn't even pause.
You can cut
I was just like,
You know, all of us have that. However, what happens is we do move on in life, and through the move on in lives, we get to that crossroad of Ghost. Ghost had to make a choice. Do I continue life the way I have it now, or do I take a chance to see if life could possibly be different going this way? Or I at least want to see what I missed.
and that's what it was.
Yes.
He wanted to see what he missed.
And I don't even think it was ever a long term.
He wanted to see what he missed. Like, is Angela still the person I thought she was back then when we were tighter than tight, two peas in a pod?
Yeah.
You know, and then his life was changing, and she was the person that was going to be part of that change.
Right.
Whereas his wife wasn't willing to be a part of that change.
Because she had, and so it's kind of like a catch-22.
He had to kind of leave her behind.
Yeah.
Because.
And it's kind of like a catch-22, because when he got her when he was like in the life, you know, and when they were in this place of, this is our survival. We have to survive in this life till we are able to get out of this position of survival. And so she bought into that.
And my thing is, I wonder if they ever talked about it, because she never wanted out of this life. This is what I know. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Whereas Ghost, because he is Ghost, you know he was thinking ahead.
Yes.
You know he was thinking of the end game.
Yeah.
So why didn't you share this with this young girl? That, listen, this is only for the moment.
But he
this
did.
Is not.
He did share it with her. The problem was, every time he did, because she didn't want to give up the lifestyle, the hustle, she didn't want to give up the hustle lifestyle. So because she didn't want to give up the hustle lifestyle, over time, when you keep saying, this is what I want, this is where I see us going, it becomes a mute point conversation. It becomes I don't want to argue about this. I already know where you stand. Here's where I'm trying to go. And once we get there, you're going to see. And that was Ghost's whole thing. Once we get to here, you're going to see. Because in his mind, he's not seeing the fact that she's in love with the hustle. He's seeing the fact that she's in love with the lifestyle. Because they're living lavish. You know, they're living lavish. The kids are in private school. You know, the money is, everything's being ran and managed by other people.
But see, that's on her, because she only saw that as being able to provide that lifestyle.
Right.
What he was going to do was going to provide that lifestyle and maybe more.
Yeah.
You know
but
what I'm saying?
She was in love with the hustle though. The feel of, ooh, we gotta clean this money. Ooh, we gotta, just the whole hustle of the game.
Yeah.
She's in love with that. And she was also in love with the riches that came from that. But she was more in love with the hustle of it, because what he was planning to do with the club and the success that he was gaining, the connections he was making with the people, things of that nature, they was getting money.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, it was so much so to the point to where she didn't have to work. She wasn't
didn't
working
work
out.
anyway.
So that's the point. So but she had to be there for the times of the hustle. She had to be there to make sure certain things were happening. So in that, she kind of was working per se, but it was more from a overseer standpoint versus a hands-on, having to get my hands dirty. I got to go handle somebody type of deal, So yeah. So anyway, yeah. Power.
What's it? Raising Canaan
Yes.
will return in August.
Oh boy. So we got 2 months for Raising Canaan to come on back. So that's good. That's good. That's good.
That's the next show coming up.
Yeah. I think this
2.
is show 12 for us.
Yes, it is.
Yes, can we get some hand claps for show
Yes, it
12?
is.
Yes, the way we see it, show number 12, ladies and gentlemen. We going strong up in here.
And I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think each show we get a little bit better.
Hey, I believe that as well. We definitely getting a lot more comfortable being on the air, and that's what's supposed to happen. We done got Cody in here. Cody done been back not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Three-peat.
Yes,
times.
a 3-peat.
I believe in a
gentlemen.
3-peat.
Yes,
I believe in that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our time for today. We thank you so much for hanging with us during our time, and we thank you for those who will be watching this after our time. But we'll see you next week. And please, Stranger Things, big shout out again to Fly Guys. Thank you so much for the gear. Thank you so much to the Urban Drinkery for all you do for us. We didn't get no drinks today, but that's okay because we always get them when we're here. And, so... we're not able to tell you what today's drink is just yet, but we about to be off the air. We'll tell you next week what we had today. But yes. We are ready for July 1st, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever happens on July 1st, you will find out. But this is the way we see it. So I'm Cranston Cumberbatch.
I'm Kawana Norman.
I'm Cody Curry.
And this is the way we see it.
All right.
You're listening to PowerPlug Radio. Home of your throwback jams.
This is the way we see it. See it. This is the way we 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 see it.